Where is the place of safety? In the current world where there's so much trial and tribulation and things set to escalate, especially for those who know prophecy, the prophecy from the scriptures, there's a great temptation to get into a panic, to seek refuge in some distant land, in some distant location. Now, nothing necessarily wrong with that. I mean, I myself have plans, further afield, okay? But what I'm asking is to take, a question that gets right to the heart of the matter. Where is the place of safety and how do you get there? In these troubled times and with what's coming down the line, where is the place of safety? How do you get there and how do you remain there? That's what this video is about. I'm probably going to have to do this video in parts. So this is likely to be part one, all right? And we'll continue in other episodes, other installments, if you like. So for this video, let's kick it off, all right? Let's get straight into it. Where is the place of safety, right? Where is that? For God's people, where is that, all right? So first of all, let me just share my screen with you because I want to get some, obviously, we want to get some scriptures out here now, all right? So first of all, just to set the scene, we know that in some way, shape or form, we have been told, yeah, to come out, yeah, that we're in something currently that we're supposed to be coming out from, all right? So let's just get that, okay? So let's go to Revelations chapter 18, and we see here verse 4, all right? Now the context here is Mystery Babylon, if you like, all right? Revelations chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. So a very clear, yeah, message to come out so that you don't get caught up in the sins and in the plagues that are about to afflict, this place. So to come out from her, come out of her, we're told. All right. Now this verse here is a verse that's inspired me and many others. Yeah, with that realization and that revelation that there is some coming out to do. It's not everything as usual, and it certainly isn't all about looking back. Yeah, looking back behind you for the former days. Yeah, that's gone. We're moving forward. All right, and we're told to come out. Okay, so this can be taken literally, as in a literal move, and that's understandable because in the scriptures, whenever there's been, there was literal movement. Abraham and Sarah had to leave. Yeah, they had to leave the land of Ur to go to the land that the father was promising him, and of course his descendants, the children of Israel. All right, we know our history there. All right, so we see that there has always been literal movement, not just symbolic movement or even just spiritual movement, but literal movement. So yeah, there's space for that. We can accommodate that. All right. But there's something I'd like to bring to your attention, right? I've already said at the beginning of this video, yeah, going from one location to another, from one geographical location to another, there's merit to that. But there's something a bit more fundamental. There's a coming out that needs to be done spiritually. And that's an absolute essential part before any geographical movement is made. Absolutely essential. And that's what we're going to bring out, yeah, in this video. All right. So come out of her, my people. Now the thing is, come out. Well, I get that, but come out to go where? come out of her to go where though? And that's the point behind this video. That's the question that's being posed. Where is the place of safety? Safety from these sins and these plagues, etc. Where is the place of safety? All right. Now, if we go to the previous verse, a lot of people know Revelations 18:4. All right. Well, let's just go to verse 3. So we'll just go back one verse. Now, in back one verse, to get the context, it actually says, "For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication." Yeah, being Mystery Babylon. "And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies." Then it goes into verse 4, "And I heard another voice from heaven say, come out of her." All right. So this is interesting to know, because when we're asking the question, okay, come out of her to go where? Well, all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. All nations. So you'd be quite hard pushed to identify a nation to go to that has not drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Do you get the point? Yeah. And the kings of the earth, kings also synonymous for the rulers, heads of state. Doesn't have to be a literal king on a literal throne. Heads of state, presidents, prime ministers, you name it, dictators. All right. Kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. Yeah. You'd be quite hard pushed again to find somewhere on the planet nowadays that hasn't in some way, shape, or form been if you like, polluted by a global system. Quite hard pushed to be absolutely untouched. All right, it'd be quite hard pushed. So, if then all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, then just hoping in a location, a geographical location enough, isn't going to give you a place of safety. If you think getting away from what's happening in the world can be done by boarding a plane, a train, or a boat, yeah, or car, or even on foot, if you think escaping the judgments that are coming on this earth can be done by going from location A to location B, then we're kidding ourselves. Because all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. So with that being said then, what is meant by come out? How can you come out when there's nowhere to go, geographically speaking, so to speak? All right. Well, let's start to look into this, obviously. Before I do, I want to remind you of a prayer that Yahushua himself had made. Okay, because we see that all the world had drunk of her fornication. All right, let's go over to the book of John, chapter 17. Okay, and let's take a look at verse 15. All right, here we go. This is Yahushua speaking. Yahushua being Jesus. Yahushua speaking. "I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil." All right. So we know that all nations have drunk of the wine of her fornication. Yet Yahushua didn't pray that we be taken from the world. Only that we should be kept from the evil. Yeah, the Rai, Harai in Paleo Hebrew, in original Hebrew. Okay. Interesting. All right. So somehow we're supposed to remain in the world. We remain in the world, but protected, kept from the Rai that's in the world, the evil that's in the world. Right. So interesting to get these clues. Yeah. Okay. So where is the place of safety? right? That many people speak of, okay? So important to realize any geographical, that what we're bringing out here is that any geographical location in and of itself, not that we can't go anywhere, not that one place might be a little better than another. That's not that's not the point being looked at here. The point being brought out here is that in and of itself, no one location anywhere in the world can be the place of safety in and of itself, because all nations have basically drunk of the wine, as we saw, of her fornication, of Mystery Babylon, which is a global power, all right, and with global influence, all right. Okay, but just to highlight this all the more, we know, don't we, especially of those of you who know our Israelite history, as recorded also in the book of Deuteronomy, the classic chapter, chapter 28. Let's go there. Deuteronomy chapter 28. Okay, I just want to bring to your attention and remind you, right, of the nature of the curses. All right, so as we know from verses 16 to 68, it's the curses that would befall the children of Israel if we did not keep the law, statutes, and the commandments of our Elohim, Yahweh. All right. If this sounds strange to you, if you've never heard this before, then there are other videos on this Israel Awake YouTube channel, all right, that you can have a look at, all right, to shed some light on that. And also, I'll give you contact details at the end of this video anyway, so that any queries you can contact for more information, all right. But yeah, Deuteronomy chapter 28, all right, and we're looking at the curses here because the history is that Israel, our ancestors did sin, and therefore the curses were poured on us, all right, the legacy of which we're still suffering and feeling the impact of till this day. It explains all of our social ills as a people can be related right back to the fact that we breached the covenant, the agreement, the contract that we had with Yahweh. All right. Okay. And as it happens, we are still in contract as God's chosen people with Yahweh. All right. But I want to remind you of one specific point that was made in these curses, and that's verse 45. All right. So we're going to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Take a look with me at verse 45. Here's a warning about these curses. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. Okay, so let's just break that down. List of all the curses. Those of you who are familiar, you know exactly what this is referring to in the types of curses. All right. For those who don't, please take a look at Deuteronomy chapter 28. All right. You'll find from verses 1 to 14, it's blessings that would come upon our Israelite ancestors if they had kept the covenant. And as I say, from verses 16 to 68, what would happen if we didn't? Well, we didn't keep the covenant, and we experienced all these curses. But look at this. Let's break this down. Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, so they were sure to come upon us, shall pursue thee. Now, to be pursued is to be followed. That means no matter where you go, even if you're going away saying you're going to a place of safety, if we're not keeping the commandments of the God of Israel, Alahayam Yasharallah, if we're not keeping those commandments, then the curses will pursue us. They'll follow you wherever you go. They'll follow you. No matter where you go in the world, they will follow you. And that's exactly what happened, by the way. Don't forget, in the year AD 70, when our ancestors, when Jerusalem was sacked by the Romans, yeah, under Titus, yeah, and his father Vespasian, all right, when the city was sacked and lots of our people went pouring deeper into the continent of Africa looking for refuge, all right, yeah, trouble after trouble pursued them, culminating in transatlantic slavery. All right, the curses pursued our people. They couldn't get away from it. Fleeing from Jerusalem didn't mean fleeing from the curses. You get the point? So, and yeah, so we're told, and shall pursue thee, but and overtake thee. Now, to be overtaken would mean that the curses, not only are they pursuing, but they're overtaking. That means they're reaching the destination before you do. Wherever you think you're going to save yourself, the curses will be there waiting for you. So not just being followed, yeah, but being waited for by these curses on the other end of your destination. This can't be ignored, Israel. Any geographical location on the earth, in and of itself, could not be a place of safety. All right? In and of itself. If the Father guides you somewhere, all right, that's quite another thing. And that's what we're going to be looking at in these videos anyway. All right? Where is the place of safety and how do you get there? All right? Okay. So let's just recap 45 again. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. You see that? So it will overtake you till thou be destroyed. No getting around it, no going around it. All right? So important. So that's quite clear, isn't it? We've got to come out spiritually first. As we know, everything's done in the spiritual realm first. That's the realm of cause, if you like, yeah, of causation, yeah. The physical realm is the realm of effect, yeah. The spiritual realm is upstream. That's where all the action happens. That's where everything's originated. The physical realm is downstream. That's the manifestation of things that have already occurred and were born upstream in the spiritual realm. It's not a hard concept to get hold of, because even in the physical realm, you can get the concept of a building actually exists in the mind of the architect long before it's built, long before the bricks and mortar. Yeah, you get the point. It's seen, isn't it, in the mind's eye. It's sketched out onto blueprints and the plans, etc. Yeah. So the architect saw it. It existed in the mind of the architect long before the builders got involved. All right. So it's so important. If we don't get our relationship right with Yahweh, but say we're going off seeking a place of safety from the world's troubles, or at least less problems than the locations that we're currently in, then that's we're kidding ourselves. We're kidding ourselves if we think that that's like leaning on your own understanding and depending upon your own strength. That's like you trying to find your own way out. All right. All right. When it's Yahweh who delivers us, it's Yahweh who's at the lead. All right. We didn't take ourselves out of ancient Egypt. Yahweh did that. All right. And he's coming to do this again. Yeah. He's leading the way. Yeah. Remember Psalm 127 verse 1? Yeah. Except that Yahweh build the house, they labor in vain who build it. It's got to be him doing it. Otherwise, it's going to be done in vain. All right, I'm not going to go to that scripture now, but just to make the point. Okay. So it's any one location in the world cannot be the place of safety in and of itself. The Father can guide you somewhere. I have to keep qualifying what I'm saying by saying that. All right. Because some will be guided to certain locations. All right. But the point here is who's making the journey. The person who's making the journey, who is not right with Yahweh for whatever reason, yeah, is at odds with the word of Yahweh, won't be able to find peace anywhere. All right, that's the point. Okay, so let's start to find out then where the place of safety is. All right, let's start to really illuminate that now. I'd like to start off with Psalms, and Psalms 46. Okay, and first verse. Okay, Psalm 46, verse 1. All right, we're going to leave out the title in the brackets. And straight to God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. God, Al-Hayam, is our refuge and our strength, a very present help in trouble. Not any location. We have to get this right, first and foremost, before we start thinking about geographical locations. Yahweh, Yahweh is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Yeah? Not somewhere in the African continent, not somewhere in the Americas, not the Caribbean, yeah? Where your parents or grandparents may have come from. You know, it might seem like a good idea, all right? No matter wherever in the world, because our people have been scattered throughout the earth, wherever you may go, right? Before you go, we must know this, that actually it's Yahweh himself who's our refuge and strength and a very present help in trouble. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're just going to keep digging. We're going to keep digging on this, yeah, and digging for more and more biblical treasure here, yeah. So let's go now to let's confirm this, yeah. So it's absolutely clear. All right, let's go to Proverbs chapter 18, verse 10. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. Love that. The name, break that down, the name of Yahweh. Remember, wherever you see L-O-R-D in block capitals in the Old Testament, it's referring to Yahweh. Some pronounce the name Yahuwah, some Yahweh, but I'm going with this pronunciation, the ancient Paleo pronunciation, yeah, without the vowel points, yeah, and the vowel letters, all right? So the name of Yahweh is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. You see that? Yahweh is the place of safety. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. This is so important, right? We have to make sure we've got the focus right. Yeah, it's so easy to fall into trap. And as things escalate in the world and things get a bit more precarious and then troubled, yeah, there's going to be this temptation to want to go somewhere and get out, get away, escape. Yeah, there is escape, but it's not of your own making. It's of Yahweh's making. All right. Yeah, you can't put your trust in any location. All right, it's got to be Yahweh first, and then from there now you'll be truly guided to where you need to get to. Yeah, right. So let's keep going on this. Let's now go to Psalms again. So let's go to Psalms. Yeah, let's take a whistle-stop tour to the scriptures, identifying the place of safety. All right. So Psalm 32, verse 7. Thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. Selah. Yeah? See that? This is referring to Yahweh. Yahweh is our hiding place. It's him that shall preserve us from trouble. Yeah? And songs of deliverance. He's our deliverer. Do you see that? We've got to be absolutely clear, right? Absolutely clear about this. Let's keep digging, because it's good to do line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little and there a little, yet rightly dividing the word of truth, bearing in mind That the word itself, remember, faith cometh by hearing. So let's hear it. That's what this video is all about. And remember, the spirit is quick. Now, when I say quick, I'm using the old English as it was intended, which means alive. Not quick as in fast, quick as in alive. The word is alive. Yeah, and it's sharper than any two-edged sword. Yeah, we see that in Hebrews chapter 4, verse 12. All right, so it's cutting away. It's cutting away in us now. It's doing a spiritual operation. Anybody listening to this video now, know this. The word of Yahweh is operating on you right now. Whether you can discern it or not, it's operating on you. Cutting away at what needs cutting away. All right, might be the voices of doubt, yeah, weakness, sorrow. It's cutting away at it. All right, with divine intelligence being the Holy Spirit, right, driving the whole thing through. All right, so let's just keep going here. So we move from there. Let's go on to another scripture. Right, okay, let's go Proverbs again, but this time let's go to Proverbs chapter 21, all right, verse 31. Let's take a look. The horse is prepared against the day of battle, but safety is of the Lord. But safety is of Yahweh. Yahweh is our safety. Israel, Yahweh is our place of safety wherever we are in the world. Whether you're in America, whether you're in one of the islands in the Caribbean, yeah, in the West Indies, whether you're in the UK, whether you're in the EU or anywhere else around this world, okay? If you are in Yahweh, then you are in safety. And if you need to make a physical move, a literal physical move, your steps will be ordered. You won't have to and ah about it. It won't be a chin rubbing exercise or a head scratching exercise. All right. You will go into motion guided by Yahweh. If anything, you'll wonder how you got there. If anything, as opposed to worrying about getting there. Right? And when the Father's ready, and don't worry yourself about hearing about borders closing, needing to get a jab to go. The Father is amazing. He will open doors that you wouldn't believe. All right. Remember how we opened the cell doors for Paul. Yeah. Remember how we opened up the Red Sea. All right. And remember some of the interventions in maybe in your own life. I certainly can think of some. All right. He opens doors, Israel. We must have that faith. Remember, you can keep the commandments all day. But if you don't have the faith, we need them both, faith and commandments. Not just faith, and not just commandments. The two work together. This is an important part of the faith, knowing that Yahweh is our place of safety. Let's keep let the word really resonate within us on this, all right? So let's now go to Psalms, all right? Let's go to Psalms, the 4th Psalm, verse 8. Take a look here, see what else we can learn. I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for thou, Lord, only makest me dwell in safety. You see that? For thou, Yahweh, only makest me dwell in safety. Only, Yahweh, only, nothing else. No lucky charm, no favorite shoes, no talisman, yeah? Any other type of souvenir or novelty, yeah? Nothing, he alone, no one geographical location anywhere. Yahweh only make us to dwell in safety, yeah? Let's get some more knowledge from the scriptures on this. All right, let's go now. Let's another scripture that to be brought out, and it's Nahum. Yeah, one of our prophets, Nahum. All right, and let's go to verse 7. Nahum, I believe, there's only about 3 chapters in Nahum, but we're going to the 1st chapter, verse 7. Have a look here on screen. The Lord is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble, and he knoweth them that trust in him. Wow, Yashallah. Wow. Yahweh is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble. See, he's a what's a stronghold? Yeah, it's like a strong tower is a stronghold. It means it's strong defense. You're safe there. And he knoweth them that trust him. If you're trusting in Yahweh, he knows you. And the flip to that, of course, the flip side to that is if you don't trust him, he doesn't know you. Yeah, he knoweth them that trust in him. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's go over to Isaiah. All right, Prophet Isaiah. Let's go to chapter 26. All right, and let's go to verse 3 together. Let's take a look. Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee. So you see, trust is a big element, component, and aspect of dwelling in the place of safety, which is Yahweh himself. No matter where you are in the world, no matter what's going on around you, trusting that Yahweh is your place of safety, first and foremost, right? And in fact, only, right? Then he'll give us perfect peace. And that's what safety does, doesn't it? When you're safe, you're at peace. When you're not safe, then you're not at peace. Yeah, we can all understand that. We can all resonate with that. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, because there's still some more scriptures I want to bring to your attention, Israel. All right. So that was Isaiah 26. Let's now again let's visit Psalms. Let's go to Psalms 62. The Psalms are rich with information on this. All right. Psalm 62, verse 2. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be greatly moved. Do you see that? He only is our rock. You've got Yahweh. You don't need anything else. You don't need anywhere else. Now, he may guide out. Remember, he guided Abraham and Sarah. They had to make a literal move. Yeah. Many of us will have to make a literal move. So I'm not ruling out movement from one location to another. Let's be clear on this. I think, the point being brought out here is you don't put your trust in any one location. The trust must be in Yahweh, knowing that wherever you are in the world, he is your refuge. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. Not a gun, not your stockpiling, not your bug out bag, yeah, not your hoards of food, all of which can be robbed, burnt, disintegrate at any moment, yeah, destroyed. All right? No, Yahweh is our rock, our salvation, our defense. Yeah, so important to get this concept. All right, it's undeniable. There is no you can't get around this. All right, Yahweh is the place of safety. Right, we've got to get this right. Okay, let's go to Psalms chapter 9 and verse 9. All right, so look at, sorry, I've got 8 here. I didn't want 8. Let me just go along to verse 9 on screen now. The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. What lovely scriptures these are, though. Yeah, this is what we should be meditating on. Remember, it said think on good things. It says in scriptures. Yeah, these are the things we should be meditating on. Yeah, and casting down the rest of the imaginations and holding every thought captive to Yahweh Shai. Yeah, but these are the comforting scriptures which must be applied. Don't just read it and forget about it. Yeah, absorb it, meditate on it, become one with the message. Yeah, Yahweh also will be a refuge for the oppressed. So Yahweh is the refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. We're living in troubled times. It's time to run into Yahweh. Run into Yahweh. Don't get left out. Don't be outside of Yahweh. Run into Yahweh. He's the place of safety. He's the fortress. He's the defense. Yeah, run into Yahweh in these times. All right, especially with what's coming down the line. Yeah, He's the one that keeps us from evil. Yeah, let's get that. Let's go to second. Let's go over to Second Thessalonians. 1 second. Yeah, so let's go over to Second Thessalonians. All right, and then let's go to chapter 3 and verse 3. Okay, let's get that on screen. All right, Second Thessalonians chapter 3 verse 3. But the Lord is faithful, who shall establish you and keep you from evil. Remember, Yahushua prayed that we be kept from evil, not that we be taken out of the world, but that we kept from evil. Well, the Lord is faithful, who shall establish you, as in establish you, make you stand firm, yeah, and keep you from evil. Okay, it's so clear in the scriptures. All right, I'm going to go to one last verse, book, one last book, and then a few verses from that book. I'm going to go to now. All right, and as I say, I am going to make this video, if you like, part 1. All right, so this will be part 1, and then in the next video we'll continue. All right, so the last book we're going to go to now then is the book of Psalms. To one of my favorite Psalms. I've got so many favorites, but this is definitely up there as one of my favorites, and very educational, very informative, very empowering, very inspirational. All right, Psalms 91. I know this is true for many others as well. So Psalm 91. All right, Psalm 91. In fact, let me just do that. Let's just get the whole thing up. All right, let's get the whole cut. So Psalm 91. Okay, let's take a look, verses 1 to 2. All right, verses 1 to 2. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him will I trust. It's all there. Yeah, let's break it down. Verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place. To dwell is to live. We've got to be living in Yahweh, Israel. Living there. Living in Him. Not visitors. You see the difference? Many of us visit Yahweh from time to time with prayer. To visit, and then you're off again. Off in your own world, off in your own mind. Right? No, we should be dwelling. He that dwelleth in the secret place. So it's a secret. Why a secret place? The enemy doesn't know where you are. You're hidden with him. They can't find you to hurt you. That's the point. He that dwelleth in the secret place. It's an undisclosed location. He that dwelleth in the secret place. You can't find it on a map. It's a secret place. Yeah. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Why shadow? Because He's covering you. Anything covering something is going to cast a shadow over that something. He's covering you. That's the intent of the wording here. All right. I will say of Yahweh, Lord, He is my refuge. But there you go. A refuge is a place of safety. It's the place where you go to take refuge. He is my refuge and my fortress. Fortress? That means a fortress is formidable to an opponent. My Al-Hayam, my God, in him will I. Here we go with trust again. You cannot find the place of safety, which is Yahweh, much less be in the place of safety, which is Yahweh, without trust. Because remember, you can't even please God if you don't believe that he is. Remember that. Yeah, we know that in Hebrews chapter 11. All right. So we see that. All right. So that's verses 1 to 2. I'm going to go straight to verse 4. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. Yeah. And his truth shall be thy shield and buckler, all to defend you. All right. So he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. Now, this isn't literally saying that Yahweh has feathers and and flapping wings. Yeah. It's alluding to how birds protect their vulnerable ones. Yeah. They cover them with their wings. Yeah. That's how they protect the eggs in the nest. That's how they protect the young ones. Yeah. When they're born. So in other words, it's like a bird, like a protective bird. The Father will protect you. He is the place of safety, being the point. Yeah. Let's go down to verse 9. All right. Verse 9. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. Yeah. So refuge again, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. Remember we saw earlier, dwelleth, he that dwelleth in the very first verse. Well, habitation makes that even more clear. You see, your habitation is your dwelling place. It's where you live, where you spend the lion's share of your time. Yeah. Yahweh shouldn't be somebody that you go to visit. He should be where you live. And if we're keeping the commandments, then we're doing that. Because if you like, the foundation of the commandments is to love God with all of your heart, your mind, and your soul. That ensures that you live in him. Because all of your heart, all your mind, and your soul is stayed on him. He's taking up all of your time. You're preoccupied with him. All right? Very hard to distract you from him. Right? Because he's your habitation, your habitat, your home, your dwelling place. You see that? Yeah? Make that the case. That's how you get to the place of safety. Right? So important. And we're going to be looking at a lot more of that. So that's verse 9. And let's look at verse 10. For he shall give his, there shall no evil befall thee. Yeah? So 9 into 10. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, there, yeah, in this habitation, this habitat, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. Do you remember we opened up by looking at Revelations 18 verse 4, come out of her, my people, so that you will not partake of her sins nor her plagues. And you see here how Yahweh is our refuge, yeah? Yeah? Thy habitation, there no evil shall befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. So if we're doing this, we're not going to be touched. But come out. It's to come out from her ways, come out from her system. That's the first thing we've got to do before we take our feet, go anywhere else. Come out from her system fully, from her mindset fully, from her political correctness fully. Yeah, we've got a code of righteousness from the Most High. We don't need the world's, system of political correctness, which for the most part, is at odds with the laws of the Almighty Yahweh. All right, we don't need to borrow from the world. We shouldn't be depending on the precepts of men. And that's what this political correctness system is all about. We've got to come away from all of that, you see. Before, if we don't, but we're looking for a place of safety somewhere in the world, somewhere in Africa, somewhere in Asia, somewhere in the West Indies, somewhere in the Americas, in the rest of the Americas, the curses will pursue you. There will be trouble. All right. Yahweh is the only place of safety. All right. So I hope I've been clear on that. Right. It's not to frighten those of you who perhaps have already made moves and you're already, selling up and you're going somewhere. I trust you're being guided. All right. And I pray you're being guided. The point behind this video, all right, and it's going to be a series of videos now then, because this is part one, is to just highlight whatever you're doing, even if you've just got the last brick for the house somewhere in Jamaica or St. Kitts or wherever it may be in the West Indies, Grenada, Barbados, Trinidad, wherever America, US, Africa, Ghana, Ethiopia, wherever it may be, you get the point. All right. Make sure that your relationship with Yahweh, is robust and resilient. That you're doing everything to the best of your ability. How Yahweh wants it done. And if you do have any weak areas, pray about it and he will help. All right. Well, let's make sure that we're getting this right in the right order, because it's going to be very tempting, And when sometimes you can convince yourself you're so right when you're so wrong. All right. And remember this as well. God doesn't make exceptions. He's made his commandments very clear. You can't pick and choose and cherry pick the commandments. All right. But anyway, we've done videos on law and all the rest of it. So Israel, I just wanted to bring out that point. All right. So I hope you found that useful. And maybe help to just clarify a few things. Okay. I really hope that does. All right, because that's the whole intention here. Okay. But I would encourage you, all right, to do pray about it. All right. Don't let things worry, because there's going to be a lot to worry about from the news and the media, social media and all the rest, and mainstream media and all the rest. All right. So do think about it, pray about it. Be sure that Yahweh, be sure that you fully understand that Yahweh is the place of safety. And then from there, he'll then guide you to maybe some specific geographical location, in accordance with the journey and the path that he's laid out for you. All right. But it's so important. So as I say, if any of this has been of any use to you, then please spread the word. All right. Just some scriptures on screen to amplify that. Matthew 9:37-38. Then saith he unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. All right. So the harvest of souls there's a lot, but the laborers are few. So you can help be a laborer, to bring the harvest in. And one way to do that is to spread this message. All right. This is good news. This message is good news. We, Israel, we are safe. Regardless of what's going on around you, regardless of what's going on in the media, we are safe. Let that resonate in your spirit. That's what these scriptures are saying. That's what Yahweh is saying. If only we will take heed, and become one with his word, we are safe. Safe means that there's nothing to worry about. Safe means peace, shalom. All right. Pray therefore the Lord of the harvest that he will send forth laborers into his harvest. All right. Proverbs 11:30. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and he that winneth souls is wise. So it's wise to win souls, and one way to win souls is share this information. Right? Share this video. All right. 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 9. For we are laborers together with God. Ye are God's husbandry. Ye are God's building. So let's labor together. Let's labor together to get the work done. Okay. 3 John 8. We therefore ought to receive such that we might be fellow helpers to the truth. Yeah. So come on, Akyam. Come on, Akwath, brothers and sisters. Let's come together. Let's get this word out there. Let's share this word. Let's discuss it. Yeah. Matthew 24:14. And this gospel, good news, glad tidings of the kingdom, shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. All right. So let's get this word out to the world, because remember, our people are scattered throughout the world. So let's get it out. All right. In time for the end. All right. Because then shall the end come. Okay. So how can you help? How can you be a fellow helper? How can you help bring the harvest in? As I say, share the likes of this video. Yeah. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up. Please do share. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. All right, please do subscribe, and that way you'll be notified of forthcoming videos. All right, do press the full bell for all notifications. Yeah, because if you don't, you may miss some important notifications. So do press the full bell to ensure that you are fully notified. Yeah, there is a dedicated email address. It's on screen. Israel Awaken 7. That's Israel Awaken and the digit number 7 at gmail.com. So any thoughts, questions, queries, anything you want to share, right? Please feel free. Send us an email. All right. And we'll get back to you just as soon as we can. Okay. All right. So that about does it then. I'm going to leave it there. This is part 1. So I will endeavor with the help of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Amashayak, to come up with the next video following on from this, okay? But until then, yeah, Most High bless you and yours, all right? And guide your every thought, word, deed, and step, okay? So with that, all blessings, yeah, Kwam Yasharal.